Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help boost your efficiency and achieve your goals. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets to peak performance.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden and I'm an accountability coach and the author of Get Resultsology, The Science of Getting Stuff Done. I work with people who run their own business. No boss, distractions everywhere and never enough hours in the day. Together we cut through the noise, sharpen their focus and follow through on the big ideas that actually moves the needle. That's what I call the momentum formula. Do it today, profit tomorrow, and repeat. So if that sounds like the kind of breakthrough that you've been looking for, then you're in exactly the right place. And speaking of being in exactly the right place, I am delighted to welcome our guest expert today, Phil Pallen. Phil is a brand strategist, AI expert, and global keynote speaker who has helped over 400 clients build visibility and credibility. Featured by major media and followed by over 200,000 creators, he partners with top brands and authors, practical guides that help entrepreneurs harness AI and create standout personal brands. Phil, welcome to Goalbusters.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
You're very welcome. And whereabouts in the world are you, Phil?
Barcelona, Spain.
Oh, wow. And you were telling me you've only just moved there.
Yes, it's very recent. We're still in the process of actually finalizing the visas. In this country, you enter first and then apply for the visa. So that process is underway. So it's very exciting.
And you're from originally
from Canada, and then lived the last 15 or so years in the US, studied and then built my business all in the US. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Quite the globetrotter then. All right. I'm waffling on. Shall we do the questions instead?
Let's do it.
All right. I'll just get the clock up on the screen. And there it goes. Phil, could you tell me, please, who is your ideal client?
Yeah, in my business, I work with actually 2 sets of clients, if you will. In the services business, I work with people and companies that have achieved a certain level of success in their business, typically on their own, and then they're looking now to get to that next level in their business. So branding, I use interchangeably with business, business building or brand building are the kind of tactile parts of a project. So positioning, photography, brand identity, website, and then sticking a for sale sign out front of that house and taking it to market. That's promotion. And then on the content side, that services, on the content side of the business, I work with software companies all over the world to create tutorials, primarily on YouTube, as well on some other platforms. So those are my two audiences.
Oh, okay. Multitasker. That's good to hear. All right. Probably a very vital service in this day and age. Well, definitely a vital service in this day and age, but a vital thing to be able to multitask is what I was meant to say. So what exactly is the problem or problems that you solve for these people?
Well, I always say it this way. We hear our own voice differently than someone else hears it. So I liken the branding process to that. A lot of times when we're in the trenches trying to navigate this on our own, it's a lot harder. I'm grateful for that because it keeps me employed. But it's always easier, right, to give someone else advice than it is to formulate that independently. It's very hard when you are the brand. So personal branding has always been my specialty, helping clients get to the next level in their business. Branding is my means of doing that. But now I'd say in the last few years, switching gears and not just doing it for people as a service, but helping the self-starters out there that want to learn the tools and the strategies to be able to do it for themselves. So as I mentioned, I kind of straddle both audiences, but I think it's still that idea, that attention. I think time is a limited resource. Attention is what we're all kind of seeking. I think in the clients you have and the clients I have, are they really paying for your knowledge? I would say probably not. I think they're paying for your attention.
Yeah, nice distinction there. All right, so thank you very much for that. Love that. So, what is one valuable free action that our audience can implement that will help them to move some way towards solving this problem for themselves?
Sure. I always say branding is kind of an art and a science. An art in that there's a subjective quality to it. So, choosing colors or choosing fonts for your brand, that's not an exact science. It's an art. Certainly, you can follow some best practices, or sometimes you can just turn that on its head and do the opposite and still achieve great success, just like art. But then at the same time, I try to break this into a process that someone else could follow, and that's the science. So I actually already said it in my intro, but I approach any business building exercise in three stages: position the brand for success, build something to show for it, photography, brand identity, website, and then stick a for sale sign in front of that house and take it to market. Promote yourself. I have found that regardless of industry, regardless of level of fanciness or establishment, following that process in that order can lead to great results. So that's the framework in which I even provide my own services, but it's also what I teach for people to follow for themselves.
Yeah, fantastic. As an arts and humanities type of person myself, I completely appreciate what you're saying about the art. And yet I ended up writing a book which I called A Science. You've got to
Yeah,
have both, and
you have to
one
have
will never
both.
work without the other because you need that creative input as well as that methodology. So thank you for that. I love what you were saying there. So now that we have a little bit of a better understanding what you do, I always say that because we didn't really give you much time to tell us everything. Let's dive briefly into goal busting, which is focusing on how to maximize productive time to achieve your own business goals. Could you share any tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits, please, Phil?
Productivity is one of my very favorite topics, which is why I'm sure why you and I get along already. I get really excited by how much we as small business owners can accomplish and achieve day to day now with, I think, AI as our assistant. We still, the human, we're like the conductor of the orchestra. We have to be in charge, but we don't have to play every instrument now. We can lead. And so I sometimes tell people, I know that it's super overwhelming, all these AI tools and all these best prompts and all these things we feel like we're not doing ourselves, we're behind. I always remind people, focus on three things. One, where do you make high impact in your business? Do more of that. Two, what are the things you do in your business that you enjoy doing? And three, what are the things you don't enjoy doing or the areas that you don't make high impact? Highlight those and figure out how to automate and or delegate those tasks. And I think people will be a lot happier if they follow that.
Yes, absolutely. Completely agree with all three of your points there and very succinctly said. So I won't try and go over them again because people can just rewind the podcast if they want to hear them again. So, what should I have asked you today, Phil, that I didn't? And your answer, please.
Oh, I like that question. I would say a question. Well, maybe what am I listening to right now? I just have some new albums. This is well, the one I'm most excited about is Olivia Dean, an artist from the UK, nominated for Best New Grammy. Huge fan. And then Rosalia is from Spain, and so appropriate now that I just moved here. These are the two albums that I'm listening to, and they're on vinyl. I just got a vinyl record player. The woman that I'm subletting from in this beautiful apartment had vinyl as decorations on walls around the house, and I said, Kelly, don't you have a vinyl player? She's like, no, I don't even have one. So it was the first thing I bought when I got here. So that's what these are. Brand new albums for the two albums that I'm really into right now.
Oh, fantastic. Do you know what? I was going to ask you about those pictures on the wall as soon as we finish recording, but you've answered it for me. But also, it
Now you
occurs to
know.
me it's a lovely metaphor for the age that we live in. Vinyl is analog and we live in a digital
Yes,
age, but we still need the
exactly.
warmth of analog thinking. We still, AI is digital, but we're analog. And we still need the capacity when we look at the output from AI. We've got to have the capacity of being discerning and saying, okay, how can I turn this into human language? Because everyone can see, including yourself, this is too robotic, it's too repetitive, it's not right yet. You've got to finesse it and make it your own, which is about branding, isn't it?
100% branding and technology. Those are literally my worlds, and you echoed my sentiment.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, and I'm totally with you with vinyl as well. The warmth of vinyl. If only I could have the warmth without the crackles where I scratch my albums. And
No,
all
that's
right,
all part of it.
that's all part of the fun. Yeah. Okay. So moving on because time is pressing and we have done art brilliantly in the 7 minutes. Thank you so much. That was an absolutely wonderful content you provided for us there, Phil. So now a final question, which is a two-parter. How can people reach you, which is part A, and part B is there like a valuable free resource they can get from you? As I often say at this point, it being a Brit, it's a bit cheeky, but I'm not being cheeky. I'm actually being very sensible. It's a brilliant way for people to find out more about what you do, and then maybe they'll feel more confident about contacting you and actually engaging with you in your services.
I love the idea. So I'm at Phil Pallen on all the popular social media platforms. The ones I spend the most time on are Instagram and LinkedIn. I would love to connect with people there. YouTube, I'm posting 2 to 3 YouTube videos a week over there, and it's again just under my name. And then the thing I'm really excited about is my latest freebie, which is I call it my avoid words cheat sheet. So words to tell ChatGPT that you want to avoid saying. So, for example, delve, groundbreaking, unleash your creativity, unlock the potential, these kinds of cliche phrases. I've been keeping track of these phrases for over a year now and updating them on a shared Google Doc that I would love to share with you, the listener/viewer. So the link for that, it's free, philp.al/avoid-words. It will bring you to this document where, again, I'm constantly updating it with all the things that drive me crazy.
Yes, and thank you, because you're highlighting what I think is a very important point. Even a year ago, most people were not really familiar with AI. Some people were using it, but people weren't aware that they were reading it. But they are now, and they or they believe they are, and they get very resentful because they just like people have developed like a sixth sense of, oh, that's written by AI. And you have to, you can't allow that. That's why you have to personalize it and say, yeah, train the AI to speak in your own voice is basically what it boils down to. And that's a skill.
And it's, you might think, oh, adding these to the custom instructions for this chat or this project, it should work, but it normally doesn't work as well as it should. I find that it's best to have these words available at quick recall. So on this freebie, I outline exactly how to do that and how to set it up. So you have them ready on hand to copy and paste.
Yes, I know what I'm doing as soon as I hang up from this call. And I hope that our listeners will be doing the same too. They'd be foolish not to at least take a look at that and see how it would work for them. All right, Phil Pallen, that has been absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us on Goalbusters today.
Thanks so much for having me.
You're extremely welcome. And remember, everybody, keep goal busting and make your future self proud. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.